The following scene unfolds near an abandoned trench line in the Pokrovsk direction, where a Russian soldier is seen moving cautiously along the edge of the position. Without warning, he suddenly drops flat to the ground and remains completely still. The reaction suggests he has sensed something above, even if he cannot yet see it. Moments later, a Ukrainian drone unit is redirected toward the area and begins closing in. From above, the soldier's position is already fixed. On the ground, he continues to lie motionless, relying on stillness as concealment, while the sound of the approaching drone grows closer. The aircraft adjusts its path, confirms the position, and steadily narrows the distance. The soldier does not move. Within seconds, the drone descends and completes the engagement at the trench edge. The scene unfolds near the Kupiansk direction, where a Russian soldier is seen raising both hands in a clear gesture of surrender toward a Ukrainian drone watching from above. After the pause, he reaches for another Russian soldier beside him and pulls him toward the road outside, moving carefully as if the situation might still be under some form of control. But the airspace above remains active. A few seconds later, a Russian drone suddenly dives in and strikes both soldiers as they move across the open area. The impact throws them to the ground and leaves them wounded beside the road. Even then, another Russian drone continues circling overhead, keeping pressure on the same position. One soldier remains on his knees, repeatedly pressing his hands together and lowering his head toward the drone above, as if pleading for it to stop. The drone does not break off. It holds the area, then descends again and commits to a second engagement. After that follow-up strike, one soldier is no longer visible, while the other struggles back to his feet and tries to move away. He appears injured and unstable, walking with a clear limp along the dirt road before slipping into a nearby bush for cover. But the concealment does not last. Within moments, another Russian drone arrives, closes the distance, and dives in to continue the attack. The following moment unfolds near a trench line, where two Russian soldiers are seen moving steadily while carrying supply containers, likely transporting fuel or essential materials between positions. A nearby Ukrainian drone unit is redirected and begins closing in. On the ground, both soldiers continue forward until the sound of the drone becomes noticeable. They react suddenly, looking up and attempting to adjust, but the timing is already lost. The drone maintains its line and commits to the engagement before they can reach cover. The scene unfolds over open ground near a river in the Kherson direction, where a Russian soldier is moving alone across exposed terrain. From a nearby village, a Ukrainian drone unit is quickly redirected and begins closing in on the area. On the ground, the soldier keeps walking without realizing that the threat is already above him. Moments later, the drone identifies his position and moves in with steady control. As the aircraft closes the distance, the soldier reacts and raises his weapon, firing upward in an attempt to push the drone away. But the effort does not change the situation. The drone keeps its line, holds the target in the center of the frame, and continues its approach without breaking contact. The open ground leaves the soldier with little room to react, and the drone remains locked in until it is close enough to commit to the engagement. The following scene unfolds across an open field, where a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone identifies two Russian soldiers moving along a narrow path between exposed terrain. Each appears to be carrying supplies, suggesting a resupply movement between positions. The location is quickly relayed, and a nearby Ukrainian drone unit is redirected toward the route. On the ground, both soldiers continue forward, focused on their path and unaware that the drone has already closed the distance. From above, the approach is controlled and direct. Without warning, the aircraft descends toward the lead soldier and commits to the strike, interrupting the movement before either can react or change direction. The scene unfolds near a residential area in the Chasiv Yar direction, where a Ukrainian drone detects two Russian soldiers moving through damaged buildings on the edge of the settlement. One soldier heads toward a nearby storage shed in search of cover, while the other stays close to the outer fence line beside the house. From above, both positions remain visible, and the drone immediately shifts its focus to the soldier outside the fence. Approaching from behind with controlled speed, it closes the distance and commits to the engagement first. After that initial strike, another Ukrainian drone is redirected to the storage shed. It moves in carefully, enters the structure, and finds the second soldier inside. With the position confirmed and no useful cover left, the drone tightens its approach and commits to the engagement inside the shed. The following moment unfolds near a forest edge, where a Russian soldier is seen moving along the tree line without immediate concern. Within seconds, a nearby Ukrainian drone detects the movement and redirects toward his position, closing the distance with a steady approach. As the sound grows closer, the soldier turns and begins to move away, attempting to create space. His pace remains measured rather than urgent, as if recognizing the limited options available. From above, the drone maintains a direct line and continues its approach. Moments later, the aircraft closes in and commits to the strike. The scene unfolds in the Vovchansk area of Kharkiv region, where a group of Russian soldiers is attempting to cross a river in an inflatable boat. As they move across the water, a Ukrainian drone suddenly dives in and disrupts the crossing, sending the soldiers into panic as they jump from the boat and scatter into the river in different directions. The strike, however, appears to fall short, and the group breaks apart rather than being fully stopped. One soldier manages to reach the riverbank, wipes down his gear, and moves into cover beside a tree near the waterline. From above, another Ukrainian drone quickly descends toward the same area and targets the two soldiers who are hiding beneath the tree. After the first pass, both remain active, with one soldier breaking away in panic and swimming back toward the inflatable boat for cover, while the other stays pinned beneath the trunk. Moments later, the drone returns again to the tree line, forcing the hidden soldier to circle tightly around the trunk in an attempt to avoid the approach. The effort does not hold. A final drone then shifts toward the soldier near the boat, closes in, and commits to the engagement as the crossing continues to collapse under constant aerial pressure. The scene unfolds near a lone tree in open terrain, where a Russian soldier runs toward the trunk and uses it as his only available cover. Within moments, Ukrainian drone units are redirected into the area. The sound of engines begins to echo overhead, building pressure as one drone holds position above him, maintaining constant observation and forcing him to stay focused on a single direction. From above, the movement is controlled and deliberate. As the first drone continues to apply pressure, a second drone approaches from a different angle, remaining outside the soldier's immediate awareness. On the ground, the tension builds. The soldier hesitates, then finally breaks from the tree and attempts to reposition. That single decision creates the opening. While the first drone holds attention and locks his focus, the second accelerates in from the blind side and commits to the strike, ending the sequence through coordinated timing and control from above. The scene unfolds inside a dry, leafless forest edge in the Donetsk direction, where a Ukrainian drone unit is redirected after a reconnaissance report says a Russian soldier has been moving among the trees. The aircraft begins a careful sweep along the tree line, circling slowly and checking every gap between trunks and branches for any sign of movement. For several passes, nothing obvious appears, and the drone keeps its patience, staying low and holding the area under close watch. Then, under pressure and likely losing composure, the soldier suddenly bursts out of his hiding place and exposes himself. The moment he moves, his position becomes clear from above. The drone immediately identifies the breach in concealment, adjusts its angle, lowers altitude, and closes in with controlled speed. What had been a silent search turns into a direct strike the instant the soldier gives away the only cover he had left. The scene unfolds over an open field in the Zaporizhia direction, where a Ukrainian drone unit is redirected after a reconnaissance report confirms unusual movement across the grassland. The aircraft arrives over the area and quickly identifies a lone Russian soldier moving alone across the exposed terrain. From above, the position is easy to track, and the drone immediately begins narrowing the distance with steady control. On the ground, the soldier continues walking without showing any sign that he has noticed the threat overhead. The aircraft keeps its line, holding the target in the center as it closes in from above. Only when the drone is already very close does the soldier finally realize something is wrong, but by then, the timing has already slipped away. With no useful cover nearby and no time left to react, the drone drops in and commits to the engagement.